My name is Jeff Young, and I'm the instructor for Management 3385, and this course is being offered through Brightspace by St. Mary's University for the Summer School 1 May-June term of 2017. My purpose in doing this video was just to try to connect with you a little bit and not go through the outline in terms of every item, but I wanted to reinforce some of the key elements of the course outline. Having said that, please read the course outline. Please read it in detail. If there's something that is not clear, then contact me. If there's something you think is missing or could be better expressed, contact me. Let me know. I'll be happy to clear things up and tidy up the course outline. But I have tried to provide a straightforward but detailed set of requirements in the course outline. So please read the course outline. Now, this course is online, obviously, and we do not have a set class period. There's no class meeting per se, as you would have with classes on campus. What we're going to do is go through a number of modules over a series of weeks. Each week begins on Monday morning and ends at 11 o'clock on Sunday night. So, if you wish to contact me, jeff.young1@smu.ca, send me an email, or 902-445-4407. This material's on the outline. Please feel free to give me a call at any time if you have some concerns. I will also be on campus on Monday and Wednesday mornings from 9 till about 9:25, and on Monday and Wednesday from 12:30 to 1 p.m. And I will be in SOBI 232, Monday and Wednesday mornings, 9 to 9:25. Monday and Wednesday afternoons from 12:30 to 1. So stop by and see me if you wish. We will also have a Collaborate session, which is entirely voluntary. The Collaborate session, as I'm using it, is simply an opportunity for you to contact me online. If you're not in the St. Mary's, or you're having difficulty contacting me by phone or email, you can contact me through Collaborate. Now, the Collaborate session is from 5 to 6 p.m. on Wednesdays. And you will see on the upper right-hand portion of your course homepage, there is a login to Collaborate. And if you log in around 5 o'clock, we can have a little discussion through that system, and if you have some questions or comments, we can deal with them at that time. Again, the Collaborate session is not a class, it's not a lecture. It is simply another option for you to contact me should that be necessary. Okay, Management 3385 is a survey course. It covers the very basics of human resource management, human resource planning, recruitment, selection, compensation, training, of course, newer issues, globalization, and so on. So it's meant to cover a very broad range of topics, but not necessarily deal with those topics in the same depth that you would deal with them at the 4,000 level. Now, the text that we're using, let me see if I can get a shot of it for you here. This is the text by Schwind, Ugerslev, Wager, Fassina, and Bullmash. It's the 11th edition. So please get a copy of the text. Excuse me, you will definitely need the text to get through the course. You might have a copy of the 10th edition available to you. If so, you can use it. All the cases and discussions that we're taking from the 11th edition are available in the 10th edition. However, let me be clear. The 11th edition is the text of record for the course. If you're using the 10th edition, you will see that the page numbers on the course outline don't match up with the 10th edition. because we're using the 11th edition. However, most of the cases, in fact, all of the cases and discussions appear at the end of particular chapters. So you just need to look at the end of the chapter to find the right case for the discussion or for the assignment. Okay, so please do get a book. Please do read the syllabus. Every term with these online courses, it seems to me, at least in my experience, that some students don't bother reading the syllabus. And then they get trapped with things at the end of term, and they say, oh, I didn't know this. And I say, well, it's on the syllabus. Oh, well, gee. So they either didn't read it or read it and didn't understand it. Please read the syllabus. Now, the syllabus contains the Bachelor of Commerce program goals, and it also contains the course objectives for this specific course. So you can read those. It also talks a bit about the instructional approach. And the instructional approach with online courses differs tremendously from that of the classroom because we're not having any specific classes. There is no specific class time. What you end up doing with this course is a tremendous amount of individual work. You have to do a lot of reading, and then there's a lot of discussion. There are some discussion items for participation points, and then there are some assignments that are done by your team as well. So you're going to do a fair amount of work alone, but you're going to do a fair amount of work with your team. Now, before we talk a bit about the discussion and assignment and team term assignment or team term report items, I just wanted to indicate to you that you will be assigned very early in the term to a team, okay? And your team will work together on 3 elements of the course: the discussions, which are due weekly, the assignments, which are due weekly, and the team term assignment. Now, let me be clear, I do not accept individual assignments. You have to work with your team to complete the assignment. We're going to talk about assignments in a little more detail in a moment or two. But what you will have available to you at the start of the term is a planning area for your group. It will be your own private in-team working area. So you can meet there, you can introduce yourselves there, you can chat online there, and you can plan the work for the week, for the month, for the entire summer. And it's only the course is only operating over about 7 weeks, so the time will go by very, very quickly. So you should probably get started with your introductions and your planning quite early in the term. Now, one area that you should discuss is that of the role of the team leader. The TL, or the team leader, is the person who is going to submit to me the required assignment, okay? And there will be an assignment due at 11 o'clock every Sunday night for the next 6 or 7 weeks, okay? It's the team leader who submits that assignment. It's not the team leader who necessarily does it alone. Okay? The intention is not to say, oh, you're the team leader, you do the assignment for us. The team members have a week. They can post answers to the relevant areas, and there can be a discussion of those answers, and then it's the team leader who pulls together those answers and submits them to me. Now, really the team leader's role is to initiate discussion, try to bring people into the discussion, and then pull together the assignment into a cohesive whole and submit it. The TL should probably try to manage some schedules. One of the things that we have to talk about is the assignments are due at 11 o'clock at night. And really, to submit your contribution to the assignment at 11:15, say, here's my contribution, put my name on the assignment, is probably not fair to the TL. And it's not fair to your team members either. So my sense is you should be holding your assignment discussions Monday to Thursday, maybe have individual submissions, responses, and the team leader can pull together a draft. People can look at it, comment on it, and then the team leader can submit on Sunday. One of the things I found is people leave things to the last minute, and then they expect the team leader to make changes to the assignment at 10 or 11 o'clock on Sunday night. I don't think that's reasonable. But you should have a discussion in your planning session or your planning site and think about the role of the team leader. Now, at this point, I should also indicate that it's not necessary to meet in person. You don't need to meet in person to hold your discussions or to complete your assignments. It can all be done online, and it should be done online. Okay? But please use Brightspace. Every time I teach this course, somebody comes up with the idea, oh, let's have our discussions on Facebook, or let's have them on this, or let's have them on that, or let's have them on the other. Well, the course is not being hosted on Facebook. The course is being hosted on Brightspace. So please, have your discussions on Brightspace. I can follow who's saying what, and I can assign participation points. If you're on Facebook, I can't assign participation for that. So how am I going to figure out who's saying what and going in on Facebook? You have work sites. Okay? If you look in the upper right-hand part of the screen at the course home page, if you look under course activities, just click on that tab, course activities, and then click on discussions. You will see an array of discussion spaces that become available to you in your group. So there'll be one for case discussion 1 and for assignment 1, then discussion 2, and then assignment 2. And the first site you see should really be that planning and introduction site, so you can introduce yourself there and chat to your team members. You can then begin to discuss who's going to be the team leader for the first assignment, because there will be an assignment due the first Sunday night of this course. Now, Email becomes an issue here in that usually each week I post 2 to 3 announcements. The announcements go up on the homepage of the course, and then they automatically get emailed to you. Each week I return assignments and I send those back by email. Now, the email that those announcements and assignments and so on will be sent to is the email that you have on file currently with St. Mary's University. So if you gave St. Mary's University one email address when you registered, and now you've switched to another address, well, I think you should probably bring St. Mary's up to date, because if you don't do that, you won't have access to all those announcements and emails that I'm sending you. Okay? You'll see the announcements on the homepage for sure, but the announcements also get forwarded to you as an email. So please make sure that St. Mary's has the most current email address for you. Okay? Now, there is a fairly detailed set of instructions at the end of the syllabus for each week for the reading material. There are some links to some other sites and so on that you can check in. There are some instructions for discussions and assignments, what's due when, and so on and so forth, which questions to answer. So please do read the course syllabus and do read the relevant modules with each week of the course. Now, on page 4 of the syllabus, we have the evaluation. And what I wanted to do was just touch base on those 5 elements of the evaluation. First of all, beginning in week 1, module 1, there are going to be assignments. Right? 'Right? So assignment 1 will occur in week 1. Assignment 2 will occur in week 2. Assignment 3 will occur in week 3. Assignment 4 will occur in week 4. Assignment 5 will occur in week 5. Assignment 6 will occur in week 6. Assignment 7 will occur in week 7. Assignment 8 will occur in week 8. Assignment 9 will occur in week 9. Assignment 10 will occur in week 10. Assignment 11 will occur in week 11. Assignment 12 will occur in week 12. Assignment 13 will occur in week 13. Assignment 14 will occur in week 14. Assignment 15 will occur in week 15. Assignment 16 will occur in week 16. Assignment 17 will occur in week 17. Assignment 18 will occur in week 18. Assignment 19 will occur in week 19. Assignment 20 will occur in week 20. Assignment 21 will occur in week Again, you will be assigned to a team, and your team will use its own private online workspace for assignment 1, and you will appoint a team leader, or someone will volunteer to be team leader, and people can contribute their answers to the questions. You can have a little discussion online, and the TL can post a draft, and you can make suggestions for revisions and so on. And ultimately, the team leader will submit the assignment to me. I will grade it, and then I will return the assignment to you through email. Please note that if you do not contribute to the team assignment, then you will get 0 for that. So if you make no contribution whatsoever to the assignment, then the team leader can leave your name off that assignment, and you will get 0. Please note that I do not take individual assignments. There are no individual assignments in this course. Okay, so don't bother sending me an individual assignment and saying, oh, this or that. I will not accept it. Just so we're clear. Assignments have to be done in your teams, your groups, and the TL will submit the assignment with the list of names of those who contributed. Okay? Again, assignments are due at 11 o'clock on Sunday night, and that's the deadline for the TL to submit. That's not the deadline for you to give something to the TL. I mentioned earlier, and I will say again, you should be using the early part of the week to begin providing some comments on the case and the assignment, so that the team leader has time to pull things together, to make revisions, and to submit on time. So the team leader can establish a schedule for the week that people should follow. I will leave that to the team leader. So there is some flexibility here. Please note that you do not get participation points per se for assignments. You get assignment points. I mark the assignments out of 100. At the end of the term, I will average those scores. Okay, for the 12 assignments, let's assume that you get an average score of 90%, then I will take 90% of 15, and that's what your score will be. Okay, that should be 13.5 out of 15, if my math is correct. Okay, no individual assignments. You must work in your team. Please work with your TL to submit your contributions to the assignments in a timely fashion, and help him or her pull the assignment together, and so it can be submitted in a timely fashion. Okay, the second element of evaluation is weekly participation. Now, this is done on an individual basis. It doesn't matter what other people do or don't do here so much. It matters what you do. Okay? Now, we have 11 cases or items for discussion, if you will. Now, you'll do one in week 1, and then in other weeks you have 2 of those. You might have 2 assignments and 2 discussions. Okay? But again, you will have a separate work area, one for assignment 1, one for discussion 1, one for assignment 2, one for discussion 2. So what you're required to do, and it's described more fully in the course outline that follows below, is, let's say I ask you to read a particular case and respond to the 3 questions that are there. Perfect. You read the case, and all you have to do is, here's John's response or Susan's response. That should be your subject heading. John's response to case discussion 1. And you respond to case 1, and you will get 3 points for doing that automatically. Okay? Then other people post theirs, and then you can respond to the others. Okay? You can say, I agree because of this or that, or I disagree, do you think about that? That's a good point, so on and so forth. And all you have to make is two responses to any 2 other individuals in your team. Okay? So you post your initial response, you get 3. You post a response to someone else who has posted her initial comments for the discussion, and then you comment on somebody else's initial response to the case. So you've now made your own initial response, that's worth 3, and you've made the 2 individual responses that I want, so you've now got 5 out of 5. Okay? There will be 11 discussions. So if you give your own initial response and respond to any 2 of your teammates with some form of comment, you will get 5 out of 5. There are 11. You will get 55 out of 55, which is 100%. So 100% of 15 is 15. So it's pretty straightforward. Okay? And I had a number of groups last term. Everybody responded early. They made it clear, hi, this is Ahmed, here's my response. I think this. They responded to the 2, 3, 4 items, however many were there with the case. They got their initial 3 marks for that. And then they responded to any 2 other teammates in their own group. And again, if you do this sooner, if you do it on Wednesday or Thursday and not leave it to Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon, it's easier for everybody. You get your response in, it's out of the way, and then you get to respond to others in a more leisurely and timely way. Okay? So make sure that you get all 5 of the marks for each discussion. I will say also, in as much as some people responded to everything and got 100% on the participation points, some people only got about 60%. They only posted their initial response. Okay, that's good for 3, but they made no responses to others, so they didn't pick up those 2 other points. So they got 3 out of 5, 11 times, which is 60%. So they got 60% of 15, which is 9. Other people got all 15 points. It's easy discussion. It's not a difficult discussion. Most of it is opinion or belief or response to a particular issue, an application of some element of the text. There's some elements that are more technical, more right or wrong, if you will, but most, I think, are based on your view, your judgment. What is it that you think? Now, the discussions open on Monday morning. We start a new discussion each week on Monday morning, and then you have until 11 o'clock on Sunday night. And so discussion number 1 will end on Sunday night, the first Sunday night after the course starts. Okay? So we start on May 8th, then that discussion is going to close on May 13th. Okay? May 13th, May 14th. Let me check that. All right. The first week starts on May 8th. Okay, discussion 1 is open then. Assignment 1 opens then. So you must submit your first assignment by May 14th, and you must close off your discussion. You cannot post discussion points after May 14th. They're not worth anything. You have to conclude your discussion by 11 o'clock on May 14th for week 1. Likewise, May 15th We start week 2, so we'll have 2 discussions, 2 assignments that week. The assignments will be due May 21st, and the discussion opportunity will close off at 11 p.m. on May 21st. So, again, you can read the details of what's required there towards the end of the syllabus. You do not have to submit anything for the discussion. You just simply have the discussion online. I have access to all those discussions, and I can go in and see who said what. Okay? So I just go in, have a quick look. Did you post your initial response? Did you post responses to any 2 others' postings or comments? You can respond to whatever you like there, so long as you make 2 of them. Okay? That's all I'm asking for. Okay? But you have until 11 o'clock on the Sunday of the week that it's due to make your responses and so on. But there is nothing that has to be submitted for the discussion points. The discussion points are simply individual participation points. Okay? I'm not sure if I asked you to do this or not, but I'll ask. Would you please read the course syllabus? If there are any issues with it, give me a shout. By email, come stop by the office, call me, come in online for the Collaborate session and ask me then. You have lots of opportunity to connect with me. Now, I will say that usually on Saturdays, for example, by Saturday of the second week, I will have returned your first assignment, and I will have posted a sample assignment answer and a sample answer to the discussion item. So you will have access to what some might think is the right answer or a better answer. I think the point is that you look at what you've said, and then you look at what I've made available in the Word document or the PowerPoint and say, oh, okay, were there some things that I missed, or did I get the technical interpretations correct, or what have you? Okay? And if you have any comments about those, you can always give me a shout. All right, the third element is a team term report. Now, the team term report is described in the syllabus, but basically I want you to have a look at what the historical roles of human resource managers have been. Way back, it used to be called personnel management, human resource management. Now it's strategic human resource management. You'll see a certain amount of that. But what's also happened is that over time, human resource professionals have changed from being people who manage documentation and employee start and end dates and so on and so forth, to people who now engage in change management, to people who are engaged in strategic planning and decision making. They're seen as great resources for the strategic thinkers and managers of the firm. Okay, so they contribute more on a strategic basis these days. So I want you to explore sort of what have been the old roles, what's driving the development of new roles, and within those new roles, what are the skill sets that HR managers need? Okay? So there's no right or wrong answer for that, but there are a couple of other elements there. What does the future hold for human resource management professionals? Can we get some sense of things that might be needed in the future? Now, there's some requirement for use of American Psychological Association style. Okay, so there's a publication manual of the American Psychological Association, 6th edition, that you can use as a guide. I do have a sample piece of work and how to put together a sample of the reference list for that, and how you can cite the elements of the reference list in the body of the work. So once the course is underway, I will post that. Okay? As ever with any of your written submissions, assignments, term reports, please pay attention to spelling and grammar. Very, very difficult sometimes to understand what some other folks are saying when the work is not well written. So please pay attention to spelling and grammar. Okay, two other items we'll touch base on. The midterm quiz. The midterm quiz will be entirely multiple choice. It will have 60 items, and it will be based on chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4 of the text. The midterm quiz is online, and you do not need a proctor for this. You do not need a proctor for the midterm quiz. What will happen is the quiz will be available online for a 72-hour period. So you can write the quiz sometime at your convenience in that 72-hour period. And we'll open it on Monday, May 29th at 8 a.m. And we will close it at 8 a.m. on Thursday, June 1st. Okay? You don't need a proctor. Okay? However, once you enter the quiz site, you must complete the quiz. It will only let you in once. So if you go in and you answer the first 20 questions and you say, oh, I think I'll, go for a cup of coffee and come back and finish this later, it won't let you back in. So once you go in to do the quiz, go in, complete it, submit it. I'll confirm the time available, but most likely you will have 75 minutes to write that quiz. Now, there will be a link to the quiz made available, and that will be under the Assessments tab in Brightspace, and that link will be there in week 7. Okay? Again, you don't need a proctor for the midterm, and it's 60 multiple choice items from chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, the final exam is slightly different. If you live within the 100-kilometer zone surrounding St. Mary's University, you are required to come to campus to write the final exam. If you live outside that 100-kilometer zone, you can write the exam online. However, you must get a proctor. Okay? Now, I do not manage the proctor issues. That gets managed by people in continuing ed, the office system that they have set up there now, and those good folks there will manage that. And if you are writing at a distance, then please complete and submit the appropriate proctoring form. Now, there is a link in the course syllabus at the end of the overview of the final exam, and that link will take you to the documents that you need to complete and submit. And again, I do not manage the proctoring process. I simply give the folks at St. Mary's the exam, they manage the proctoring process, they get the exam results back to me. So all the nitty-gritty, the logistics of who's writing when and where is handled by someone else. Okay? So please bear that in mind. Now, the final exam, whether you're writing on campus or whether you're writing online, will be 120 multiple choice items from chapters 5 to 14 inclusive. When we get closer to the final exam period, I will give you a much better breakdown of how many items come from which chapters, and I will post that in Brightspace. But if you're in the 100-kilometer zone, you will not be writing the exam online. You will have to come to campus. And the exam is scheduled for Thursday evening, June 22nd from 6 to 9. As soon as I know the room that's been allocated to us for our exam, I'll let you know. Okay? And if you're going to have a time conflict with that exam in another class, you can let me know. We'll work something out. So please, if you're going to be outside the 100, if you're living currently outside the 100-kilometer zone, then make sure that you submit your proctor form early. Do not leave it to the last minute. Okay. So they're following the evaluation on the course outline. Please read the course outline. Don't know if I asked you to do that or not, but please read it. There are some elements that are pretty standard with respect to plagiarism, special examinations, etc., etc. So please read those things. You then see a weekly schedule. Week 1, May 8th to the 14th, we have the introduction in Module 1. And so you have one discussion and one assignment. And they are listed there for you. Okay, remember, there is nothing to submit for the discussion. You just discuss the issues online. You present your own response, and then you respond to any 2 others. The assignment case must be submitted by the team leader in the Dropbox under assessments to due by 11 p.m. on Sunday, May 14th. Make sure you start that case early and you contribute early. And please, the TL will likely set up a schedule that works for him or her, and please work around that schedule. Okay? I don't take any individual assignments. Can't remember if I said that or not, but you have to be in your group for that assignment. So then what follows is each week. Okay? So thank you very much. What I hope to do is add a video each week. I'll try not to be as long. However, I would like to touch on whatever issues crop up from the assignment, the discussion, or any comments folks make. So I just try to make a little more and a little better connection with all of you. Anyway, thank you very much for watching and listening. Enjoy the course, and if at any time something crops up, please let me know. Let me know sooner, not later, and we can work it out. Thank you very much.